This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. The Oak Hills Bulldogs and Apple Valley Sun Devils, the only high desert teams winning first-round CIF playoff games. Coach Robert Metzger's Bulldogs get 2 Carson Cox touchdowns in Oak Hill's 28-13 victory over Beaumont. Diego Lopez connects with Maurice Parker, and Jacob Webster scores on a 62-yard run to account for the other Bulldogs' touchdowns. Oak Hills goes to Warren in Downey in round 2. Apple Valley dodged Hesperia's down to the last bullet to extract a 35-32 victory over the Scorpions in the opening round of the CIF playoffs. Zyron Belcher led Apple Valley's XYZ two-pronged running back attack with repeated tackle-breaking efforts. He scored 2 touchdowns and carried for 103 yards. This run typical of the Z-Man's second and third effort. Fellow senior Xavier Salazar, the X-Man, scored the game's first touchdown. This run from 40 yards, he rushed for 112 yards. Noah Sealy broke the jinx the Scorpions' defense had, keeping the Sun Devils out of the end zone when in the red zone in Hesperia's 15-14 win 1 month earlier. Noah Sealy hits Dominic Bechtel on a first down completion from the 18. This touchdown contributes to Apple Valley's 14-13 halftime lead. Noah Sealy would score on a 1-yard plunge, one of 3 Apple Valley touchdowns in their explosive, game-deciding third-quarter outburst that Coach Kyle Godfrey described as making the difference in the game. The contest goes down as a classic, one for the ages, as both Scorpions and Sun Devils marquee players shined throughout. No star shined brighter than Hesperia's Daylon Williams. The sophomore running back broke for one long run after another, most often straight up the middle behind Anthony Ruiz, 55, and Gavin Stolp, 71, blocking. Daylon Williams scored twice from long distance and wound up carrying for 266 yards on the night. Key play here, Gavin Stolp, 71, appears to tear the ball away and score, only to hear the whistle blow the play over the ball carrier's forward progress, the call ending what would have been a huge turn of events. It was not only marquee players making big plays. Aiden Nolan trips up the ball carrier, the solo tackle for a loss. Tristan Araguez, 53, with the sack. The graduation of standouts Gavin Stolp, Anthony Ruiz, Don Henry and company does not mark an end to Coach Casey Goodnose restoring the Scorpions to MRL contender status. Tristan Araguez is a sophomore, Aiden Nolan a junior, and again I point out Daylon Williams is a sophomore. The O-line did not give up a sack, allowing Anthony Lopez's career night when it came to clutch completions. Don Henry, this reception, Don Henry scores Hesperia's final touchdown of the season in the fourth quarter rally. Another clutch completion by the senior quarterback, sophomore Zamar Malvo, yards after catch to the 9 in the final Scorpions possession. Hesperia executes the onside kick following their final touchdown. Sophomore Jacob Henry recovers with 48 seconds remaining. Kicker Tyler Topeet was no stranger to the spotlight this game. He had accounted for 8 of the Scorpions' 32 points, kicking 2 field goals and a pair of extra points. Apple Valley senior linebacker Ethan Garabay gives his defensive teammates credit for making the difference in the outcome.
Ethan, what made the difference in this game?
The biggest difference was definitely our defensive line. Last game, I feel like we didn't really come out to play, and today we did. You know, we added some new bases in to just really hammer on that heavy run that they like to do, and at the end of the day, I couldn't be more happy.
There is certainly ample evidence of highlights, real plays to support Ethan Garabay's response. Seniors Tyler Moon, 11, and Jovian Kokoski, 14, combined for this tackle for a loss. Senior linebacker Anthony Navarro, 40, the solo tackle for a loss. Trevor Bailey, 24, junior middle linebacker, leads tacklers, stopping the ball carrier for no gain. Junior defensive back Evan Downing slices in for the tackle for a loss. Quarterback Noah Seeley concurs with Coach Kyle Godfrey that the deciding factor was the improved play of the O-line. Note the downfield block by junior tackle Ethan Wagner, 66. All told, the only disappointment for the Sun Devils, they do not play their second-round game at home. They travel to Western in Anaheim. Like Hesperia, 4 other local teams lost despite having the home field advantage. Granite Hills was eliminated by Salesian 28-16. Barstow fell to St. Pius X 42-21. Victor Valley lost a wild shootout to the finish, a 50-48 thriller to Western Christian. Hesperia Christian's season came to an end with the 47-28 loss to Valley Christian. We Got 'em Tees presents this Action Highlights High Desert Sports Report. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. We Got 'em's huge sale is happening now while supplies last. 20% off. Jacket packages starting at $263.20. This price includes jacket, first and last name embroidery, grad year, and letter patch sewn on. We Got 'em Tees, 2 locations, Apple Valley and Upland. Oh yeah, We Got 'em Tees.
Congratulations on your first win.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, sold on supporting High Desert Sports. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community, support the teams, athletes, and sports programs of all our High Desert and Mojave River Valley schools. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert. The Holiday Inn, supporting the teams, schools, and sports programs throughout the Victor Valley. Looking back in the day, 2015, Oak Hills Bulldogs upset of top-ranked Palm Springs for the CIF Championship.
Like last year, they beat us on those short routes, so we really fixed our defense to kill those short routes.
Hesperia Christian Patriots in the 2021 CIF Championship game. Coach Robert Kistner's Bulldogs unleashed. CIF quarterfinals at the Dog Pound at their best. Junior running back Aramis Aldridge rushes for 4 touchdowns, 228 yards. Junior quarterback Brandon Porter, a pair of highlight reel touchdown passes to senior Chris Navarrete. The Oak Hills Bulldogs add new meaning to pound, performing their version of shock and awe in upending, upsetting, stunning, and eliminating top-ranked and previously undefeated Palm Springs 43-15 in round 2 of the CIF playoffs.
What's the defensive mindset going in against a high-powered Palm Springs?
Our defensive mindset was like last year they beat us on those short routes, so we really fixed our defense to kill those short routes. And we already knew they weren't going to run that much, so we shut down the run game, so all they do is pass all game. And we feel very confident in our defense.
Brandon, what was the offensive game plan going in?
Just be fast, just be physical, stay everything, just keep your tempo, keep the tempo up, because they couldn't stop the tempo at all.
Were you surprised that things did go as well as they did, as early as they did?
Definitely not. I know the team's potential, and I know the offense potential, and not surprised at all.
Palm Springs did not realize the Bulldogs were taking this game personal, an attempt at retribution after losing to the Indians by 4 points in last year's CIF semifinals. The Bulldogs on a vendetta, their intensity throughout, a striking contrast to the demeanor of the Indians. Was Palm Springs overconfident? The Indians had won 11 straight games by an average of almost 36 points. Palm Springs thoroughly thrashed Hillcrest in the first round of the CIF playoffs with a 62-7 victory. Robert Kistner and his staff put together a masterful game plan, defensively and offensively. Palm Springs quarterback William Alvera came in, completing 70% of his passes, averaging 255 yards in the air per game with 32 touchdown passes. The Bulldogs hold Alvera to 183 yards on 24 of 41. Defensive backs and linebackers blanket Palm Springs receivers and deliver crushing blows on receivers when they do make a catch. Palm Springs did not heed the warning, do not let the dogs out, as in outside. The Bulldogs repeatedly get outside and turn the corner, outgaining Palm Springs 374 to 111 in yards from scrimmage in the first half to mount an unsurmountable 31-7 lead at intermission. The Indians had given up an average of 7.7 points per game. Opponents had scored a total of 85 points against Palm Springs all season. 3rd and 11. Brandon Porter rolls again to his right, sends Christian Navarrete deeper, and lofts the 42-yard scoring pass to the 5'7", 160-pound senior co-captain. 25th touchdown pass of the year for Brandon Porter. 5th scoring reception for Christian Navarrete. Jacob Murphy blocks the punt. Andrew Ross goes high to cradle it. The Bulldogs are back on the offensive attack in Indians territory at the 38. Aramis Aldridge and the Bulldogs offense waste no time in converting the turnover to a touchdown. Aldridge with Chris Navarrete and Kevin Davis out in front. Aramis Aldridge into the secondary and into the end zone. 21-0 Oak Hills. 3rd and 6 at the 34. Aramis Aldridge gets outside, up the sidelines, and untouched into the end zone. This is the 3rd touchdown of the first half for Aramis Aldridge. 28-0 with just over 5 minutes to go before halftime. Kicker Kevin Davis adds to the Oak Hills point total. Good from 45 yards out. With 19 seconds remaining before halftime, it is 31-7 Bulldogs. From the 25, Aramis Aldridge scores his 4th touchdown of the night, starting straight up the middle and sprinting through the secondary, again untouched into the end zone. 37-7 Bulldogs. This is the Christian Navarrete pass reception that most impressed the Daily Press sports writer Matt Peters. Navarrete separates from his defender. The Brandon Porter pass is perfectly thrown. Christian Navarrete goes airborne and comes down with it. 2nd touchdown reception of the night for Christian Navarrete. It is 43-7. For Oak Hills, a 6th consecutive victory after starting the year at 1-5. Oak Hills failed to defend their Mojave River League championship. That was their last loss, but they may redeem their loss to Serrano for the league title in exchange for a possible rematch against the Diamondbacks in the CIF championship game. That will require a Bulldogs victory in the semifinals at La Quinta and a Serrano victory against Palm Desert in their semifinals matchup. But what a treat it would be for High Desert fans to see the Bulldogs and Diamondbacks square off for the CIF Championship. Hesperia Christian comes 2 points short of capturing the school's second CIF Football Championship. The Patriots score 3 second-half touchdowns in efforts to rally back against Bloomington Christian in the CIF Division II 8-man football title game. The Patriots close to within 2 points of the visiting Ravens with 4.5 minutes to play. Jeremiah Fredou's 23-yard run up the middle. David Huff's 2-point conversion makes it 26-24. Jeremiah Fredou follows blocks by Hunter Dobbins and his O-line to score what would have been his 38th rushing touchdown of the season, but the touchdown is called back by the Patriots' second major penalty of their second possession. Hunter Dobbins is forced to scramble on the 4th and 12, and the 6'4", 205-pound senior quarterback comes up just shy of first down yardage. The Ravens take over on downs. Dynamite comes in a small package, personified by two-way standout Jeremiah Fredou, who throws down the Ravens quarterback for the sack. Jeremiah Fredou is listed at 145 pounds and 5'7", applauded here by 6'3" Richard Elmendorf, 55, and 6'5" Nick Williams, 43. Hesperia Christian takes over on downs with just over 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Another explosive run by Jeremiah Fredou, 57 yards to pay dirt. But you see the senior running back's frustrated reaction to the holding penalty that erases his second touchdown run of the first quarter. Jeremiah Fredou intercepts Bloomington Christian quarterback Mike Hernandez on the Ravens' opening possession of the second half, and the Patriots convert the turnover into their first touchdown of the game that holds up. On this 2nd and 6 from their own 29, Jeremiah Fredou bounces off one would-be tackler, reverses field, crosses midfield, and carries 36 yards to the 7. 114 yards rushing on the night, 8th game with 100 yards plus rushing in Jeremiah Fredou's final game, a Patriot. First and goal, Hunter Dobbins to the 4. Second and goal, Hunter Dobbins extending the football to the 1. This time, Hunter Dobbins crosses the goal line, and Hesperia Christian is on the scoreboard and back in the game. The 2-point conversion attempt, the Hunter Dobbins pass complete to David Huff. The Patriots pull within 6, 14-8. Bloomington Christian regains their 2-touchdown lead, 20-8. Hesperia Christian's response is immediate and long distance. Hunter Dobbins lofts the perfectly thrown spiral to Braden Hampton, who hauls it in at the 30, breaks a tackle at the 20, and scores on Hunter Dobbins' 26th touchdown pass of the season. Hunter Dobbins follows the Jacob Aldrich Nick Williams double-team block into the end zone, and Hesperia Christian is within 4, 20-16. Less than 2 minutes remain in the third 12-minute quarter. Bloomington Christian wastes no time in regaining momentum. With what proves to be the game-winning touchdown, Ravens extend their lead to 10, 26-16, with 1:38 to play in the third. Hesperia Christian takes it back on Richard Elmendorf's huge fumble recovery at midfield. The Patriots' third takeaway of the second half comes at the midway mark of the fourth quarter. Hunter Dobbins sets up, then scrambles, carrying for a first down. The flag is for a Ravens face mask penalty, bringing the ball deeper into Bloomington Christian territory. This is 3rd and 2 at the 23, an element of Patriots trickery. Jeremiah Fredou takes the direct snap and races straight ahead to the end zone. 12th postseason touchdown for Jeremiah Fredou, and Hesperia Christian is poised to close the gap to 2. David Huff gets the call for the all-important conversion attempt. He battles his way across the goal line, and the Patriots have battled back again, cutting the Ravens' lead to 26-24. Last chance for the Patriots to get the ball back. The Ravens quarterback carries for a first down, and the curtain comes down on the Patriots' mission to achieve a second CIF football championship. The final, Bloomington Christian 26, Hesperia Christian 24.
Valu Quality Truck Bodies presents these high-performance flashbacks this date in high desert, Mojave River Valley sports history. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, family-owned and operated locally since 1954. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, supporting teams, schools, and athletes throughout the Victor Valley.
Looking back in the day, 2010, Burroughs was a Desert Sky League contender. Trevon Bedard's monster game on defense helps Victor Valley beat the Burroughs and claim the school's first league title in 10 years and last league gridiron championship. Running back Marique Pitts has his best game of the year in Victor Valley College Rams' final home game in 2018. 3 season championships come down to the final race of the 2018 season at Wheel to Wheel Raceway.
Victor Valley Jackrabbits, Desert Sky League champions. The program has come full circle since building off the success of Coach Lee Udy's final season last year. And first-year coach Eric Perry has led the team to the promised land. League champions, Victor Valley's first such title in 10 years. Oh, it wasn't easy. The Jackrabbits had to twice battle back from behind against favored Burroughs in the final regular season game. It would be an Isaiah Kepley field goal that made the difference in the 26-24 victory, a game with eerie and ironic similarities to the Rabbits' 2-point triumph over Barstow on this same field 2 weeks prior. Though the field goal put the Rabbits ahead at the end, the bigger difference maker in the game, really, was the defensive play of Trevon Bedard. He cut the Burroughs off at the pass with 3 interceptions, 1 called back, a monster game for the 5'11", 180-pound senior. Burroughs marched down and scored on their first possession. The Jackrabbits responded with their methodical ball control mix of the run and the pass. Anytime the Rabbits needed a big play to keep a drive alive, it seemed it was a Zeke Julian to Isaiah Kepley collaboration that came through. The visitors mounted a second-quarter probe deep into Victor Valley territory until this play, Jordan Watson's interception on a deflected pass deeper in Jackrabbit territory. The Jackrabbits broke through on Isaiah Kepley's incredible display of concentration, athleticism, and acrobatics, tipping the pass to himself and carrying in for the touchdown. The Rabbits go for 2, and the gamble pays off as Jordan Watson carries tacklers with him. It's 8-7 Jackrabbits. From Burroughs' ensuing possession, Trevon Bedard's first of many huge plays. He deflects the pass, gathers it in, and gallops 64 yards to score.
All I did was took the ball, and then a teammate tipped it back up, and I just caught it. And then I was amazed I actually caught it and ran. I just found holes and ran into the end zone. And my blockers were there to help me get there.
The visitors kicked the field goal to make it 15-10 in Victor Valley's favor. Burroughs storms out of the third quarter, taking the lead on their end around. Burroughs would add to their advantage and catapult into a 9-point lead, 24-15. Victor Valley responded with a scoring drive. The junior two-way starter, 5'7", 185-pound Alberto Rivera's plunge pulled the Rabbits back within striking distance, 24-22. Some will recall in the Axe game, the winning drive began deep in the Rabbits' own territory, and it took quarterback Zeke Julian at his best to lead the team's march into enemy territory. The biggest play of this drive was to come on Julian's flat pass to Bedard, who turned the corner and nearly turned the play into a go-ahead touchdown. It's out of bounds at the 5, 1st and goal. 3 plays later, 4th and 1. Just like the Barstow game, the outcome rests on the kicking leg of Isaiah Kepley, who coolly connects and drives it through. The Jackrabbits are up by 2. A minute 34 remaining. Of course, to complete the player of the game heroics, the final Burrows effort results in another interception, another pass deflected up into the air and picked off by the seemingly omnipresent Bedard.
The final, Jackrabbits 26, Burrows 24. Victor Valley High School, champions of the Desert Sky League 2010. Victor Valley College running back Marique Pitts turns in an outstanding performance in the Rams' final home game of the 2018 season. Leading receiver Samaj Brewer hauls in a 47-yard Mossy Bell touchdown pass, among the Rams' highlights in the American Mountain Conference contest against San Bernardino Valley. Samaj Brewer, the 6'2", 180-pound wide receiver from Kansas City, catches 5 passes for 102 yards, plus this 2-point conversion. He scores 8 of the Rams' 22 points against the Wolverines. Marique Pitts, the 5'6", 165-pound sophomore from Neptune, Florida, scores the first Rams touchdown on this run from 3 yards out. Marique Pitts shoulders the entire running back chores this day, averaging 5 yards a carry. That's his season average. Marique Pitts is VVC's leading ball carrier on the season, 721 rushing yards. The Rams go for victory number 3 on the season when they close out the 2018 campaign Veterans Day weekend in Lancaster against the Antelope Valley College Marauders. Wheel to Wheel's annual Race for the Rack raises over $5,000 for the American Cancer Society. One highlight of the Race for the Rack event, the return of cancer survivor Rick Beeson.
Hey, we're just going to come out here and run a few laps. The doctor said I couldn't race, so I came out and we're going to race tonight. 3
season championships are coming down to the final race of the season. Intermediates, dirt carts, seniors, and Pro 500 speedway sprints. Braden Struder is the season points leader in intermediates, 5 points ahead of Ricky Simpson, 72 to 67. Jaden Manchester is in third in season points with 64. Cash Culp wrapped up the track championship in the Dirt Carts Juniors class. Is there any best advice that your crew chief has given you that you remember, Kay?
How to go into a turn and how to exit.
Cash Culp's mother, Heidi Jo Erickson, races Dirt Carts Seniors. She explains where she and Jeremy Culp came up with their son's name.
Well, in all reality, when Jeremy and I first hooked up, we really didn't have a whole lot of money, and we named him Cash so we would always be wealthy. So we stuck with that.
Wheel to Wheel Raceway's championship finals is November 17th. Bid Fast and Last is sold on shining the spotlight on sports headlines and headline makers seasons past. You can bid virtual live online on Bid Fast and Last auctions of estates, firearms, fine jewelry, coins, antiques, and vehicles. BidFastAndLast.com. Terry Kurtz here, inviting you to join us on Terry Kurtz Online, the half-hour report on High Desert and Mojave River Valley events and activities, entertainment, and history. It shows 3 times daily at 7:30 and 11:30 mornings and 4:30 in the afternoon, right here on Victor Valley TV, immediately following your High Desert Sports Report. It's the most informative and entertaining half-hour of High Desert television today. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid Fast and Last, world-class auctioneers. Valu, Quality Truck Bodies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, Conference and Convention Center for the Victor Valley. The Holiday Inn supports our area's teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events.